People of Earth, we come in peace.
Welcome to this neighborhood, neighbor.
I am the Martian ambassador.
Des Moines and all of central Iowa, welcome to Max World Live. Max World is your world. Every day we talk about the issues and topics that matter most to you. And as always, it's your voice we want to hear in Max World. So join the conversation by calling 515-244-0077. And now, here's the host of Max World Live, J. Michael McCoy.
Good afternoon, 7 minutes after 3 o'clock on the 11th day of April in the Lord's year 2016. I'm J. Michael McCoy, and welcome to the Monday edition of Max World Live. Coming up next hour, Pastor Dan Rude from Willow Creek, Walnut Hills. Roloff. Dan Rude from Roloff Hills. From Walnut Hills. What is it, Jennifer? You know churches.
Willow Creek.
Willow Creek. All right, I'm going to write
No,
that.
that's not right. Walnut Creek.
All right, Dan Rude from
Wow.
Walnut.
We're on it, huh?
Walnut Creek Church here in Des Moines. Okay, that's who our guest is next hour. And we'll be doing a little Ask the Pastor, as this is his first time on the air. Hope you had an exciting and wonderful weekend. Phone lines are open. If there's something you just gotta tick and you want to talk about, feel free to call 515-244-0077. That's 515-244-0077. My producer, Jeb, if you haven't been around for a while, Ryan left us. He's working at a bee zoo down in southern Mississippi, and he's raising bees. So he wears that funny little hat thing with the web and the netting, and it's his job to go out and collect honey.
Now, wait a minute. I thought last week he was a giraffe keeper.
He was. He was a giraffe keeper at the Blank Park Zoo. He, I hate to tell you, I don't want to get into his personal business, but he got fired.
Oh, okay.
He got fired.
He wasn't doing an adequate job scraping up the remains.
No, he kept trying to put lipstick on a pig.
Oh, okay.
And they kept telling him, you can't do that. And so then he got on a southbound, what do they call those? 18-wheelers, trying to get my CB talk here, hauling four-legged go-go girls, and got down to Mississippi, and now he's working at a bee farm. I don't know what he's going to be doing.
He gets around a lot, doesn't he?
He does. So our new producer is named Jeb, and we haven't found... he's got a girlfriend. Oh, am I supposed to say that? I'd probably tell people you're available, right? Okay, never mind. No, he's got a sweet girlfriend, way, way cuter than he could ever be. And I asked him today, I said, so when you getting married? Oh, he got all blushy and his dimples came out, and I think I embarrassed him. I didn't mean to do that. So anyway, he's the guy that'll answer the phone at 244-0077. And if you want to give us a text at the Service Legends Truth text line, you can do that at 515-809. See, look at Jim. Look, he's so good. Right there. 515-809-0993. That's the Service Legends Truth text talk line. I've got several news stories that I want to get to today. Oh, one that's kind of funny, one that's real sad, and the little one in the middle went wee all the way home. No, I don't know. We got a couple news stories. Nothing you probably haven't heard yet. But anyway, we also have four lovely ladies in the studio with us, and let me tell you something. When there are four beautiful women in this studio, Frank gets all talky. He just starts yapping. He just cannot be quiet.
Well, could that be because I'm a single bachelor?
I think that's because somebody put too many quarters in you today. But yeah, that could be because you're a single bachelor. And not one of these women wanted to sit next to you.
Well, I've got a married lady who volunteered to sit next to me.
Yeah, that's because
she knows I don't hit on married women.
Good. I hope not.
That's good.
I think you should just stop, as you say, hitting on women anyway. What a horrible term. Whoever wrote that?
I don't know.
All right. Anyway, and these ladies are all from Wildwood Hills Ranch, and they've got a big shindig coming up here on May 7th. And I asked them to come in and talk about it, and we'll talk to the leader of the pack, Jennifer Black. How you doing, Jennifer? You're not the leader of the pack?
I'm not the leader.
Who's the leader of the pack?
It's Jill.
Jill, you're the leader of the pack?
I am.
How did you get voted into that?
Well, it happened 2 years ago almost. I was working under someone, and then she decided to step away from her position, so then I stepped in.
So what is your official title? Are you camp director?
No, my title at the ranch is guest services coordinator, events coordinator, and volunteer coordinator.
Okay, and you're putting together this shindig.
I am, along with these lovely ladies.
Okay, but you are. Does anybody else work for the ranch? Janelle, do you work for the ranch?
Yes, I do.
And what's your title?
I am group sales and youth development, so I get to have my hand in a couple different areas with bringing people down to the camp for retreats and team building opportunities, and also get to help oversee our 13 through 18-year-old program, and now getting to jump into events with Jill. So it's been a fun learning experience.
All right, good. So you two are really the bosses.
They are.
I wouldn't say bosses. It's a team effort.
She's good. Jennifer, you've trained her well.
No.
Yeah. And, of course, the big boss is the Vanilla Gorilla.
That is true.
Mr. Al Lorenz.
Yep.
We call him Pretty Toes at work.
I'm sure you do.
Yeah, we call him Pretty Toes. His wife, do you know this story? Maybe I shouldn't tell you this story. He lost a bet once, so his wife got to paint his toenails pink, and he had to walk around the church all day with thongs or shoes on, flip-flops on, and with his pink toes. So you tell him Pretty Toes.
Will do. I will remind him of that tomorrow.
All right. So on a serious note, you're having a big deal on May 7th at Wildwood Ranch, and it is the shindig. Well, no, it's not at Wildwood Hills Ranch. It's over at the Stein Barn in West Des Moines. And tell me what's going to go on there.
This
Faith,
event.
do you want to tell us about that?
Do you want to, Faith?
Are you kind of the coordinator?
I'm a nice volunteer.
She's the committee boss.
She's the committee boss.
Mm-hmm. Not really.
Okay, and so tell me what's going on that night.
Well, we're having what we call a shindig, and it's at the Stein Barn, and you can bring your boots, or you can be in a suit or a T-shirt, jeans. We don't care how you come, just get there. Jennifer will be taking pictures of everybody coming through the doors. These lovely ladies will be registering people in. We have a wonderful live auction with lots of great things. We have silent auctions. We've really tried to be creative with our packages, keeping in mind that it's going to be Mother's Day weekend. Hopefully, some of the men realize they need to buy for their wives and for their mothers at the event. But we have all kinds for men, women, all types of wonderful events, even dogs. We have little auction items for them. We have lots of great food.
Are you telling me I can bring my dogs?
No, but you can bid on a package for your dog.
Oh, okay.
Yes, so we have unique auction items.
Hold on. I just have to stop a minute. Now, I have 2 dogs, and I love them dearly.
Good.
But what in the heck do you think I should buy for them?
Well, one of the packages we have has boarding in case you go out of town and personal training. We have the mobile Doggy Do Spa that will come and shampoo and groom your dog at your home.
Doggy Do Spa.
Yes, it's a trailer that parks outside your house, and they will come get your dog.
How much is that? Do you know? Because I'd like to buy a day of that for Frank.
Oh, well, he would love it. They pamper him up, and they'll paint his nails pink.
Yeah.
And it's probably about $150
Wow.
worth. Yeah, and that's going in a package. And then we also have...
Can you get me a picture of Frank sitting in like a wash tub all wet and bubbly?
As long as
that's not in my job description.
As long as I get a pedicure and a manicure, I'm good to go.
All right.
Yes, and we have probably mani-pedis also at the event. So we have different and unique things. We have flowers, a bouquet for every month for 12 months. Unique things like that you don't see at most auctions. Got great food from a lot of eateries around Des Moines. We try to
That's going to be kind of like a buffet thing where you...
No, it'll be little appetizers, all around. We station them all throughout the event, so you get to meander around. And people love to come look at the Stein Barn because it is gorgeous. It's the most beautifulest barn you'll ever see in your life. And we just have a lot of fun. We try to make sure everybody that's involved in it is fun and having a good time. And we like to auction off our board members to ride the bull against their will, of course. So we raised lots of money.
The mechanical bull.
Al had to ride last year, yes.
Did he?
Yeah, he barely fit through the tent, but he did make it, and he did not break anything. So it was.
Did he fall off?
Oh, of course. We make sure of that. We pay extra to make him fall off.
Okay.
Hard.
All right, and so all this is coming up on May 7th. Tickets are $150 a piece, and that's everything included. And, of course, all the money goes towards kids who can't pay their way to the camp.
Well, not even that. It's kids that, I'm going to let Jill take over, but it's kids that are mentally, sexually, and physically abused that really need to be at the ranch. Jill? Or Jill. Whoever was with you.
You can go.
Yeah, so a lot of our kids have abuse or neglect in their background. So they come from some really rough homes, and they basically haven't had a steady home life. They've had a lot of lies poured into them. So maybe of the listeners can relate to different lies that you've heard of, whether it be somebody saying you're worthless, you're ugly, you have no purpose of being here. And when they come to the ranch, we get an opportunity to pour truth and life into them. And we get to say, no, you were created for a purpose. You're here on this earth for a reason. And you have a purpose to be able to impact other people. So we get to help change their mindset around and be able to offer them hope for a better future. So during their time with us, we get to have a lot of fun, whether it be camp activities or a leadership retreat. And then through that, we're able to then be able to speak truth and life into them during that time to be able to give them hope and let them know what love actually looks like.
All right, that was Janelle, and before that was Faith, and then there was Jill, and then there, of course, is the lovely Jennifer Black. We'll hear more from these ladies as the show goes on. When we come back in a minute, 3 top stories that we're dealing with here in Des Moines today, and let you know how, I'd be curious to see what you thought of these.
Your black tie fair.
Coming back live here on The Truth.
Last one to know, last one to show. I was the last one you thought you'd see there. And I saw the surprise and the fear in his eyes, and I took his glass of champagne. I toasted you, said, honey, we may be through, and you'll never hear me complain. 'Cause I got friends in
Credit cards are like grandkids. They love you, sometimes get out of control, and it's fun to get a new one. Who can stop them from piling on?
Hi, I'm Tom Coates with Consumer Credit of Des Moines. At the end of the day, you can return the grandkids, but you're stuck paying off bad credit card debt. We'll help you put the fun back into using credit cards responsibly. Right, kids?
Yeah! If you need help getting credit cards off your back, call Consumer Credit of Des Moines.
Hi, my name is David Burrier, your Hope Coach. I host a live weekly talk show called I've Been There every Thursday afternoon at 5:30, right here on webcast1live.com, and on my weekly radio program Saturday mornings at 10 on Truth Network 99.3 FM. I interview common everyday people who have survived incredible life challenges and who testify to God's faithfulness in the midst of their storms. So join me as we bring a message of hope and encouragement. Everybody needs hope. I know, because I've been there.
Hey everybody, I brought Northern Lights Pizza! And it's got Graziano sausage!
Rockton Prevention is celebrating 25 years of creating a caring community. We want to say thank you to the tens of thousands of Rock High School mentors that have carried our message of health, love, and encouragement to over 1.5 million children, teachers, and parents. Our mentors teach children methods and skills to prevent bullying and drug use. Thank you to all the school administrators, teachers, and counselors for their opportunity to serve you. Rock on, fair citizens. Rock on. This is Pat McManus for Rockton Prevention, the Richard O. Jacobson Foundation, and this station.
From the RE/MAX Real Estate Concept Studios, this is Webcast 1 Live.
I was wrong, I just don't belong. But then I've been there before. Everything's all
21 minutes after 3:21. I guess you're playing country music because the girls are throwing a shindig. Is that it? You know, that's not an original Garth Brooks singer there. That's a fake singer. Is that Garth Brooks? I don't think so. I could be wrong. I've been wrong before. November 3rd, 1979. All right, 21 minutes after 3, the 11th day of April in the Lord's year 2016. Some lovely ladies from Wildwood Hills Ranch is here. They're going to tell us a little later about the big shindig that's going on Mother's Day weekend. See, you now know what you're going to take, what you're going to do with your wife or your daughter for Mother's Day weekend. You take her to the big shindig. All the food's provided. Live auction, silent auction, line dance. Are you going to do line dance lessons or just line dancing? Little both. Okay.
Yep.
Do you know how to line dance, Jill?
Yes.
So you'll be out there teaching people how to line dance?
I will personally not be teaching, but we do have some people on our staff at the ranch that will come in and lead it.
Okay. Janelle, are you a line dancer?
I enjoy trying.
You enjoy trying. I like that. All right, well, I want to give you an interesting news story here. An Iowa history buff got quite a surprise, actually two. The first surprise, his devotion to repair a neglected piece of Iowa history just received the money it needs. The second surprise, his work also uncovered there was someone else buried in a damaged mausoleum. Jonas Merrill, you know that name, Merrill Middle School, Merrill this, Merrill that. Jonas Merrill served as Iowa's 7th governor from 1868 to 1872 after a time as a Union Army soldier and then a state legislator. One of the history buffs, Cutler, said state records had shown that Merrill was the only person entombed in a mausoleum in Des Moines Woodland Cemetery. But Cutler said that after another history buff from California inquired on the whereabouts of Merrill's wife, Elizabeth, he decided to check out the mausoleum. Much to his surprise, he found a second body. Elizabeth was in there too, Cutler said. We're going to correct the historical record. Governor Terry Branstad, a history lover himself, announced that his new foundation from the Iowa History Fund will make its first official contribution by giving $6,500 to the project to restore the Merrill's gravesite. Proceeds from Branstad's book, Iowa's Record-Setting Governor, the Terry Branstad Story, will go to fund along with private donations. Branstad said the fund contains $194,000. His staff estimates people have bought more than 3,000 copies of the books. So imagine that. Imagine opening a tomb and there are two people there. If you've never spent the time to walk around Woodland Cemetery, I would highly encourage you to do that. It is a part of Iowa's history. This goes back to the days where society separated people of Jewish faith from people of Catholic or Christian faith. And when you go in Woodland Cemetery, you'll actually find the Jewish section. And it would be in the northwest corner of that. But remarkable headstones, beautiful artwork, mausoleums, several mausoleums, including the one that the Hubble family here in town owns. And I don't know if you know about this, but when you're driving southbound on Martin Luther King and you come to Woodlands Street and you have to stop, if you look to the right, there's a round mausoleum that has stained glass on the back. Actually, what you walk into is you walk into an elevator. which takes you 2 stories down, and that's where the Hubble family's remains are. And once a year, somebody goes in and cleans that, like from Molly Maids or something. And so some really cool stuff. And on the backside, if you go into the southwest corner of Woodland Cemetery, you'll find the old, what is that called, Bob, where they take the bodies after they die? Not the mortuary.
The morgue.
The morgue. You'll find the old morgue back there where bodies were delivered. But it's a pleasant place to go. Let your dog run. Let your cat meow. And just have a nice quiet walk around one of Iowa's oldest and most prestigious cemeteries.
And one of the city's most vandalized cemeteries.
Yes, it is, unfortunately. That's true, it is. All right, well, are you a Best Buy geek? Do you like to go to Best Buy and buy stuff? You know, originally they came in here to the Merle Hay Mall area years ago, and that store then became Hobby Lobby. And then Best Buy built a big store over there in Waterfront Place, I think it's called, there on University. And then, of course, went to Southeast 14th and built one, and then, of course, into the Jordan Creek area. Well, it was announced earlier today that Best Buy plans to close the Southeast 14th store. We chose not to renew and extend our lease at that location, said Best Buy. Any retailer our size will have some stores that no longer make sense to keep open for a range of reasons, from declining sales to shifting shopping patterns to increase lease costs to the overall strength of the retail center. So I don't think that's going to be a big deal to anybody. The South Side has actually lost several good retailers and businesses because with the new bypass, it's so easy to jump on the bypass and then run over there to I-35 and get right off at Mill Civic so you can get to a Best Buy and all those wonderful stores that are over there.
And you've heard how video killed the radio star. Well, basically, Jordan Creek has killed the South Side.
Yeah, it really has, hasn't it?
Yes.
Just a lot of things on the South Side are disappearing. 27 minutes after the hour on this 11th day of April in the Lord's year 2016. I'm J. Michael McCoy. Remember, your comments and voice is always welcome here in Mac's World. And you can send Bob Montserrat, the cat in the hat, watching the chat, a text at any time at the Service Legends Truth text line at 515-809-0993. Do you have a text? Nothing right now? Okay.
Did you read him the awesome text we got the other day?
You have to talk into the mic.
Did you read him the awesome text he got the other day?
No, I didn't.
What was this?
But I kept it here.
Is this Frank? Did he write it?
I don't think so.
Did Frank's daughter write it?
I don't think so. I don't recognize the number.
Okay, then what is it?
Do you want to hear it?
Yeah, I want to hear it?
I can. Well, it's.
I mean, I always trust you that you edit and correctly speak what's been written, because sometimes that's not acceptable in Mac's World. We are a PG rated show.
Okay, here it goes, and I'm gonna. I'll even read my response too. You guys have the
Jennifer,
best.
you ever get a feeling like we're getting set up by these two clowns?
It's not a setup.
I think it could be possible.
It's a setup for a.
It came in on
setback.
April 7th. And
April 7th. That was it.
I kept it because I hadn't had time.
11, 10, 9, 8. That was Thursday.
Yeah.
You pack rat.
Well, I wanted to read it, but I couldn't get a word in. Anyway.
Oh, fine. Listen to this.
Now, here it is. It's because you guys have the best radio show in the country, probably in the world. It makes me angry, sad, happy, and glad, and sometimes all in the same 2 hours. And then my response was, wow, are you related to Mac? And his response was, no. Believe me, Frank and Mac both can get my blood boiling. But I know they've got good hearts, and I really do love the show.
And we don't know who that is?
No.
Well, whoever sent that, thank you very much. We do read all of them. We read the bad ones, too, right? You do read the bad ones.
Yeah, as long as the language is good.
Well, yeah, we can bleep out the language. But, I always said, when I had restaurants, I appreciate it when you tell me the cheeseburgers are good, but you need to tell me when they're not. It's a bad thing in the restaurant business. I would imagine the same thing in the church business. Somebody comes and visits you, and then they just disappear, and they never tell you why. They never tell you what they didn't like. And just make sure that you always do that. And by the way, if you go to a restaurant and you complain about your service or your food and you're not given an absolutely delightful response, call the owner. You know, we're dealing with a situation right now here in Central Iowa. Did you hear about that Subway shop? Either one of you guys hear about that? Anybody hear about that Subway shop?
No.
So there's a young lady, and I can't remember her name. I could look it up. But there's a young lady that went into the Adel Subway over the weekend. She is expecting. And one of the things that she's very concerned about, the CDC does warn pregnant women that you should not eat any meats under 165 degrees. Well, a standard deli meat counter or tray is going to be at about 145. So she asked the person at Subway to either toast or microwave the deli meats that they were going to put on her cold sandwich. Not only did the young man say no, he said a lot of other bad things with that.
Heck no?
No, worse than that.
Oh.
Double hockey sticks.
Oh, okay.
And so the woman broke into tears, and there was quite a number of witnesses, and so they went and told Channel 13, and now the owners are going to figure out how to deal with that. But the owners are very happy that someone obviously said, hey, you can do something better here, and we would appreciate if you do it better. And that's the only way good companies grow, is you have to be nice, and you have to be professional. Make sure you're talking to a decision maker. Don't tell your waitress or waiter. That's not the person you want to tell. You want to tell the store manager, the restaurant manager, the shift manager, or if you can, get to the owner. And with today's Google, it isn't too hard to find out who owns what.
What's the number one rule in customer service?
The customer is always right until you no longer want them as a customer. And then you can fire them. But as long as they're your customer and you choose to have them as a customer, then they're always right. And that's true. That is
so
true.
Apparently that lad didn't get the lesson.
No, and he's young, and, you know, it's hard to get good help in any type of restaurant situation. But I'm just proud of this woman who decided that she was going to step up and she was going to say something about it. And it'll make it a better franchise and a better location because of it, or hopefully it will. That would be the plan. 32 minutes past the hour, 28 before 4 on the 11th day of April in the Lord's year 2016. J. Michael McCoy, I've got a plethora of beautiful women around me today as we're talking about the Shindig. The Wildwood Hills Ranch Shindig coming up Saturday, May 7th, the day before Mother's Day. Did you do the Mother's Day thing on purpose? Because that's a great idea. I mean, what a fun thing to do for your wife or your mom or whatever. And or also, what a cool thing for a son or daughter to take their mother to this event the day before.
Yes, unfortunately we didn't plan it because I don't know if we're just lucky, I think, to be able to use that to get people to come and experience what we have to offer there and experience the good time that we always have when we all come together for a great cause.
Yeah, it's $150 a ticket. The food is plentiful. There are going to be line dance lessons as well as line dancing. They have a mechanical bull, so maybe you want to, take your granddad out and put him on the mechanical bull and see what's going on. There will also be silent as well as live auctions. And you're going to have a DJ, or are you going to have live country band, or what are you going to have?
Yep, we're going to have a DJ. Twisted Mics from the Quad Cities area will be out to DJ our event for us.
Twisted Mike. Mm-hmm. He actually goes by that, or that's what you call him?
No, the company's name is Twisted Mics.
Oh, microphones.
Yes.
Oh, I thought you meant, okay, never mind. All right, and Mrs. Black, you're kind of, you have volunteered for this.
Yes.
Why are you passionate about this?
Well, my good friend Faith here, she roped me into this, I don't know, at least 3 years ago or more, probably more. Yeah. Because, she goes down and she volunteers at the ranch and makes beds or sorts donations or random, just service projects that need to be done there at the ranch. So she's pulled me in on several of those great service projects, and then this event came along, and I just love what the ranch does, and I think that children are important and they're our future, and so I was excited to jump in and be a part of it when she asked.
All right, well, we'll hear more about this event coming up on May 7th. Tickets are available at wildwoodhillsranch.org. Get them in advance. All right, we're coming back live here on The Truth.
Rolling on 35s, pretty girl by my side. You got that suntan skirt and boots, waiting on you to look my way and
Northern Lights Pizza's amazing garlic butter makes amazing breadsticks. Now available in 12-ounce bottles at Northern Lights, Hy-Vee, and Graziano's.
Northern Lights Pizza. I'm Brian Leach, owner of Service Legends, and my position is Chief Talent Officer.
I'm Nicholas Wonderscheid.
I am Bernie Homs,
And I'm the Service Manager.
Marketing Director and Client Relations Manager.
Everything that we do is about ensuring that we exceed your expectations.
Our clients are important to us. 100% satisfaction.
We're not just focused on heating and cooling. That's the easiest part of our job, actually, is fixing furnaces and air conditioners.
Everyone that we come in touch with, we want to improve lives.
Bottom line is, we've got our installation guarantees, 25% energy savings guarantee, comfort guarantee, temperature selection guarantee, property protection guarantee.
100% satisfaction guaranteed. Fixed rate or it's free.
All of those guarantees are backed up with a 100% money back guarantee to hold ourselves accountable to making sure that you get what you're after.
Just fixing the problem today. If they have another problem 5 days down the road, it's still fixed rate or it's free.
We use what's called straightforward pricing. Our technicians are going to give you an exact to-the-penny price on what it's going to take before they move forward with any repair. That way you know what to expect.
It's the same price every day.
No surprises.
If you get off work at 5 o'clock in the afternoon, you come home, you realize that, oh, my furnace is broken. Now you need to call somebody out that night. You shouldn't have to pay more for that.
We're guaranteeing service 24/7.
We run afternoons, evenings, nights, weekends. We're staffed to work that.
Phone rings at 3 in the morning. You'll get one of our representatives answering the phone every time.
We're not sending you out to Timbuktu in some call center. It's our Service Legend team members, our mission control team.
I'll take a call anytime.
And then they answer the phones the same way during the day as they do at night.
It's a great day at your service company. How can we make you smile?
That's the only way to provide true 24-hour service.
When you're able to let somebody actually live in their home safely when they weren't able to do that before, where they don't have to stay up at night and worry about, is the heat going to come back on? Are we going to freeze the pipes? Is the baby in the room next door going to be sick because they got too cold? When you're able to help somebody overcome challenges like that, that's impacting a life. That makes a difference. I get goosebumps thinking about it.
I love the team. I love the people that I work with.
We have fun, but we work hard.
I call them my ambassadors of legendary service. If you could just envision what that is, that's who we're sending to your home.
They literally will call in, pick up the phone and call and say, hey, I want to talk to your manager. And I get on the phone, they're like, that technician that was at my house was the greatest technician ever. That's cool to me.
We want to brighten people's days.
Every person that we have going into the house has gone through an extensive background check.
Drug testing, we have a very thorough interview process that 1 out of 140 people make it through.
If we promise you something, that's what you're going to get, no matter what.
We're here when you need us to protect the safety and comfort of your family.
If you're not happy, we're going to make it right.
If we're willing to put 100% money back guarantee on what we do, what type of work do you think we do?
Give us a call. We're there for you 24/7, 365 days a year.
Enough said.
.338, 22 minutes before the top of the hour. 11th day of April in the Lord's year 2016. J. Michael McCoy coming up next hour. We have a gentleman that I think you're going to enjoy meeting for the first time. His name is Dan Rude. He is the senior pastor. I shouldn't say that. I don't know if that's his title. He's one of the pastors at the very successful Walnut Creek Church here in Des Moines. I believe they have 3 or 4 campuses. And he's going to be on for the first time, so hopefully we'll do some Ask the Pastor questions and get to know him a little bit. That's coming up next hour here on The Truth 99.3. Frank's here. Bob's here. Chris is here. Jeb is producing. I'm J. Michael McCoy, and if I haven't told you lately, thanks for listening. I love this job. I couldn't do it without you. Right here on 99.3, The Truth. My studio is filled with lovely young ladies who are here from Wildwood Hills Ranch. We have the, well, let's face it. She's the boss. Jill is really the boss. I know Al Lorenzen, remember him? The Vanilla Gorilla from Iowa basketball, like back in the 20s or 30s. He was a big deal. I think he made All-City or something like that. He walks around like a proud rooster saying he's the boss. But we now have met the brains and passion of the organization, and that, of course, is the lovely Jill. And that's, you didn't tell me that. That came out of my mouth, but that's really true, isn't it?
I wouldn't say that is true fully. I do
fully, maybe not fully.
I do play a part in what we do at the ranch, but that is also including 10 other full-time staff members that have a heart and passion for what we do and really come through and help me out when I need help with volunteer days or different events or different conference center things that we have going on at the ranch. Everybody comes together and pulls their own and really helps out.
All right. And next to you is one of those people, Janelle.
Yes.
And Janelle, you're really passionate about these kids, aren't you?
Yes, I am.
Tell me who these kids are that people are supporting by coming to this shindig.
Yeah, so the kids that we serve are actually kids ages 8 through 18. So we get to make a 10-year commitment to at-risk kids and youth from all over the state of Iowa. A lot of our kids have abuse or neglect in their background, so they just come from some really rough home lives and just are in need of some love, just to be shown what it means to be loved and also to have hope for a better future. And so we get to be a part of that and just get to jump in the messy part of their story and be able to show them what it truly looks like to be loved and to know that they're here for a purpose and a reason.
How many kids will Wildwood Hills Ranch serve this summer?
We serve a little over 1,000 kids a year, so really exciting. We have a lot of kids coming through each week, and each week is dedicated to a different community in Iowa. So we have different weeks that get
so
to
they
do
come
that.
with kids they know, too.
Yes, they do. So some of them might be their classmates or just from the same city, same area.
And then you have horses.
Yes, we do.
But you also have other team building events and things like that.
Correct. Our horses are a great way, great therapy for the kids to be able to connect with them. Sometimes they don't trust humans right away because they've been hurt by people, but they haven't necessarily been hurt by horses yet. And so they get to bond with them and also get to learn lessons on how that relates back to relating with people. And then our team building opportunities allow for them to learn communication skills, problem solving, teamwork, and to realize that they can't do life on their own, that you do have to rely on other people sometime. And that's why God put us in community.
Yeah. All right, Janelle, thank you. Now, Faith,
Thank
you're a volunteer there, and you volunteered for many years. Why are you so passionate about this?
Well, my husband's on the board, and he would ask me to go to this event every year, and I'd go, and I'd have a great time, and they'd play this video, and I'd cry, and I'd think, I'm going to do something, and then the next year, same thing, I would do it. And so finally, 3 years into it, I went, I am going to do something.
Good.
So I started going down to the ranch and just showing up and go, what do you need? And there are so many needs. They're limping along on a lot of things. They need life jackets. They need someone to come make beds. They need someone to come serve lunches. And so I went and made some beds, and I was in the 13 and 15-year-old boys' bunks, which are, pathetic. The bedding and the pillows are all tear-stained, and there's really a sad position, or the cases that they're in. And so I sat down, and I started making a bed and fluffing it up. And at the back of the bed, there was 2 pairs of little boys, about 13-year-old underwear. And it hit me right then, and I started to cry. I said, Lord, bless this child, because mostly when boys wet the bed, they hide it. It's because they've been sexually abused. And I just cried, and I thought there's not enough I can do for this ranch to help these kids. And they just touched my heart, and they're the most resilient kids. I took my kids down to volunteer and serve lunches, and at first I thought, I don't know if I want my kids around these kids before I met them. And they were the kindest, most polite kids I'd ever met, and I felt ashamed that I felt that way, and that I was fearful of these wonderful kids that are so happy and having such a great time at the ranch. I mean, the stories, there's thousands of them, but once you've been there, I promise you that you'll be blessed more than you've blessed anyone. And there's all kinds of needs. They need batteries, flashlights. They need people to come volunteer, come weed the garden. There's thousands of things that all of us can provide. Even if you don't have money, you can come do something and volunteer your time, or your kids can come and start being an LIT, a leader in training, and it's just endless.
So is this something that a family could do for the summer during their vacation? Come down there and serve?
I'll let them tell you more about that experience. But yes, absolutely, there's always needs.
Jill?
So volunteer opportunities at the ranch, there's a wide variety of what it is that you can do. We do encourage families to come down just because it's a great way for families to come together and see how they can impact all these kids that we serve on a weekly basis during the summer. And our biggest volunteer opportunity this spring is actually our Spring Volunteer Day on April 23rd. It's just a day that we let everybody come down who wants to. They register online, and they can come down and help us out and just help us get ready for summer and ready for those kids to come down and experience the ranch for the first time or for the 10th time, or they've been coming back year after year since they were 8 and they're 23 years old.
And we should tell people, I guess I know and I forgot to say, where is the ranch?
The ranch is located in St. Charles, Iowa. It's just south of Des Moines, about 25 minutes, straight down I-35.
All right, yeah. Straight down I-35 and then west, I think, about 8 minutes or something like that.
Yep.
Yeah. And Jennifer, you said you got drug into this through faith.
Mm-hmm.
And so what do you said this your third year?
This is my fourth year doing the charity event, the Shindig. Yep, being a part of that. But a longer period of time that I've come down with her and done various projects, yeah.
And what memory do you have of meeting some of the kids or being a part of that down there?
Yeah, I haven't done any hands-on work with the children, so everything that I've done has been on off-camp times when they just need hands on deck, people to come in and help. You know, like I said, go through donations that are given. We've cleaned out the medical clinic. We've cleaned deep freezes in the kitchen. I mean, just all kinds of various projects that are needed to be done when the kids aren't there.
And again, that event is May 7th. That's the Saturday of Mother's Day weekend. It is a 21 and over because there is alcohol served. So make sure that you know that when you bring your family down. $150 a ticket, and all of that goes to the kids. Now, you have a charity event, and you have some of the auction items that you're going to have there. Do you know what a couple of those are, Jill?
Yep. For our live auction, one of the ones that I am probably the most excited about is we always auction off something that our kids make. So during our monthly leadership retreats with our high school and junior high kids, they work in the shop with our shop teacher, Brad Preston, and they get to build something and construct something and make it look awesome, and we get to sell it at an auction, and they usually come up raising pretty good money. Last year we sold some wooden crates for people, just basic crates that people can store different blankets and towels and whatever it is. And whenever they build one of these, our shop teacher Brad goes through and teaches them about the wood and going with the grain or against the grain, and about how every piece of wood is different because, you know, sometimes a piece of wood has a knot in it, and that knot means that it went through something difficult, just like our kids. So this year they get to they just finished it this last weekend. They made a coat rack, which has a bunch of little medallions on it from different trees from the ranch. And so all of them got to put their hand in that, and then they got to build a wall tree as well.
Those and many more items are available for you to bid on. That's May 7th. We're coming back live here on The Truth.
From the RE/MAX Real Estate Concept Studios, this is Webcast One Live.
Credit cards are like grandkids. They love you, sometimes get out of control, and it's fun to get a new one. Who can stop them from piling on?
Hi, I'm Tom Coates with Consumer Credit of Des Moines. At the end of the day, you can return the grandkids, but you're stuck paying off bad credit card debt. We'll help you put the fun back into using credit cards responsibly. Right, kids?
Yeah! If you need help getting credit cards off your back, call Consumer Credit of Des Moines.
Rockton Prevention is celebrating 25 years of creating a caring community. We want to say thank you to the tens of thousands of Rock High School mentors that have carried our message of health, love, and encouragement to over 1.5 million children, teachers, and parents. Our mentors teach children methods and skills to prevent bullying and drug use. Thank you to all the school administrators, teachers, and counselors for their opportunity to serve you. Rock on, fair citizens, rock on! This is Pat McManus for Rockton Prevention, the Richard O. Jacobson Foundation, and this station.
Northern Lights Pizza, your home of the tasty crust. Our garlic butter sauce now available in 12-ounce bottles at Northern Lights, Hy-Vee, and Graziano.
Northern Lights Pizza. Hi, my name is David Burrier, your Hope Coach. I host a live weekly talk show called I've Been There every Thursday afternoon at 5:30, right here on webcast1live.com, and on my weekly radio program Saturday mornings at 10 on Truth Network 99.3 FM. I interview common, everyday people who have survived incredible life challenges and who testify to God's faithfulness in the midst of their storms. So join me as we bring a message of hope and encouragement. Everybody needs hope. I know, because I've been there.
From the RE/MAX Real Estate Concept Studios, this is Webcast One Live.
.350, 10 minutes before the top of the hour, Salem Radio Network News. And then at 4:06, Pastor Dan Rude from Walnut Creek Church here in Des Moines. First time I've been able to meet this young man. We'll talk a little bit about some of the Ask the Pastor questions and find out more about his church and their different campuses. Okay, we've got the ladies from Wildwood Hills Ranch in here. We have Jennifer and Faith, which are volunteers. And then we have Jill and Janelle, who work down there. And we're getting ready for the big shindig on Saturday, May 7th at the Stein Barn out in West Des Moines. $150 a ticket. And that covers everything, and all of the food, or all of the money and everything goes towards the kids, so we can help sponsor kids and give scholarships, and people who aren't able to afford the time at the ranch can come down. And it's especially for, Janelle, you were saying, kids at risk.
Yes, our at-risk kids who deal with abuse and neglect in their background and some really rough home lives. So we get to serve them and offer them hope and love.
All right. Now, people can also jump in on corporate sponsors.
Yeah, absolutely. That's a great one of the biggest ways we get supporters is through the corporate sponsorships, and there's different levels of sponsorship available. So we have everything from a presenting sponsor, which could be a corporate sponsor that's willing to do an $8,000 sponsorship. At that level, we give them 10 VIP tickets that they can give out to their employees. We do recognition of their corporation and all of our branding and our, everything that we put out
everything
for the event.
They get a part of.
Yep. And so we have everything from an $1,800 bronze buckle sponsorship all the way up to the $8,000. But you know what? We can take donations. So if you say, you know what, I'm just a small company and an $1,800 sponsorship would be too much for me, we'll appreciate any donation.
Yeah, this is all a not-for-profit.
It is.
And this is for at-risk kids in the community. This may be their only chance to get out of the neighborhood, to get out of the house, to get away from the hurt and the harm and the suffering that they go through every single day. Imagine if that was your day. Every single day you were hurt, you were harmed, you were embarrassed, maybe physically hurt, shamed, yelled at, screamed at. You see violence, see drug use. And then for a week, you get to go to this camp, and all you get to feel is Jesus.
Yeah.
The love, the forgiveness, no shame, no guilt, no nothing but love. And that's what we're helping with here, if you'll just find a way to help with the Wildwood Hills Ranch. If you want more information on donating or buying a ticket or doing whatever you do, it's simple. wildwoodhillsranch.org. That is the website, and you can go to that website and find out all the things about this big shindig that's going on Saturday, May 7th at the Stein Barn. All right, so Jill, have you seen all the items that are going to be auctioned off, or you know what they are?
Yes, I do. We get more and more in each day. Our committee is great at going into different companies and saying, hey, I got this package, and hey, I got this package every day. And it's great to just see the generosity of the companies that are around Des Moines and willing to donate something to us to bid off. And
so what's your favorite so far this year, do you think?
Oh, man, that's tough.
I know. I don't ask easy questions. But there has to be that thing that somebody brought in and you go, you got to be kidding me. That's awesome.
Yeah, our Stu Hansen is actually donating a Jeep Wrangler for the weekend.
Okay.
That's what we get a bid off. I would personally love to drive a Jeep Wrangler for a weekend or my whole life. But unfortunately,
can I drive it anywhere I want in the ranch?
Well, you can't fit on our trails, so usually just on the road.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, so they're auctioning that off. That's part of our live auction. Faith, do you remember any of the silent auctions? Faith has been bringing in all of our silent auctions like a champ. So
Charles Gansky is donating a diamond and gem bracelet, so that's going to be there. We are going to have there's so many things. We have country awards in the live auction.
Yeah, the ACM Awards, 2 tickets and hotel down at Nashville for the ACM Awards.
Yep, and money towards airline fares.
Okay. All right.
And Weston Salvage is donating their space for.
Yeah, tell me about this.
So that's a package item. So you can have a party for up to 250 people in their space. That's also, that package is going to include some catering and a band for your event. So it would make a great holiday party package for you to bid on for your corporation, or if you have a super large family. It's really generous of Don and the people there at Weston Salvage. Yeah.
That's awesome. All right. Again, it's happening on Saturday, May 7th. That's Mother's Day weekend. Great idea to take your bride to that event and have a wonderful time. It's at the Stein Barn. A lot of people also know it as the Elwell Barn out in West Des Moines, just off of Turnberry, right. And so you can go out there and you can just have a good time, and it's all for a good cause. Line dance lessons as well as line dancing. Lots of auction items, silent auction as well as a live auction. There will be different stations of food hors d'oeuvres set up from different eateries around the central Iowa area, so you'll just be able to meander, or as I like to call it, graze from one food table to the next. If you are a person who enjoys a glass of wine or a beer, that will also be available. But most of all, when you leave that night, you will leave with a heart full of love, because you're doing something for a child in this community that you probably have never had happen to you because you didn't need it. You weren't raised in a household where dad wasn't around and mom was a drug addict or an alcoholic, or maybe they were both there and they were like that. You weren't raised in a house where you were physically and emotionally and sexually abused. So you don't know that feeling. These kids know that feeling 24/7, 365. And there are few places in central Iowa, rather than Wildwood Hills Ranch, that provides this type of escape, this type of freedom, this type of experience. Quite frankly, it's probably one of the only times these kids will experience Jesus, because this camp's just filled with people who love Jesus. If you'd like to volunteer, if you'd like to be a part of it this summer, maybe it's something your family's thinking about doing for a week or a couple days to go down and help, give them a call. Get online and contact them at wildwoodhillsranch.org. You can also pick up your tickets there, and you can also find different ways that you can participate and you can help. Jennifer, thanks for being here. Appreciate it as always.
We appreciate it.
Jill, thank you very much. Now, what do you call Al when you see him?
Pretty toes.
Pretty toes, yes. And bring pink, and then take a picture after you paint his toes, and then send it to me on Facebook.
Okay, I'm gonna have to go out and buy some pink fingernail polish then.
Oh, you don't have pink?
I'm not a pink girl.
You're not a pink girl?
Though, so I think
Janelle's got it. Janelle, thank you for being here, and thank you for your passion. Thank you very much, Faith, for being here, and thank you for all the hard work you do for those kids. And you said something a little bit ago that's so true. What we get back from giving is greater than these kids can even have an idea of what we feel.
And just the last thought is for people who think that they're not impacted by these kids, or they don't affect by these kids go to school with your kids.
Yep.
These kids are going to be serving you in restaurants, and we're trying to reach these kids' hearts before something would happen, or incarceration, or something more happens to them. So we're trying to reach them now.
Okay, we're coming back next hour. Pastor Dan Rude from Walnut Creek, here live in Mac's World on The Truth. Yep, The Truth.